Okay guys, welcome back to another video. As you can tell by the title, this one's a little bit of a different, a majorly different video from the style of content I guess that I make. I haven't uploaded a video or made much content in a very long time just because of just life, other things, and I really just didn't have the drive or kind of passion to get behind the desk or get my phone out and start making any sort of content. So but yeah, I truly over the last however many months have been fully stepped away. Like I haven't been logged into my accounts. I don't remember the last time I went onto my Instagram. This is not the whole point of this video, by the way, but it's to kind of give you guys a bit of context on, I guess, like my initial reaction to what has happened. For those of you guys that watch me and watch horror content, if you don't already know, but Stephen, or his YouTube channel, Craven Something Scary, he passed away recently. So obviously I found this out through different creators making videos, mainly the Lethal Collective, obviously his kind of podcast group. Yeah, like a few days ago or whenever it was, I logged back into my channel, kind of had a look through, and obviously the homepage, it was Jake that had made a video. I can't remember the title word for word, but it was like, I lost my friend. I just remember seeing that, and I was busy at the time, but I was like, I'm gonna get round to watching that video. Yeah, I just had this like huge need to watch the video, and then it was literally about, it may have been 2 a.m. that night that I was up and I remembered it, and I was like, I'm gonna watch this and like see what happened. And when I heard that it was Steven, it was just like I was in pure shock is the only way I can describe it. Like I just could not get it out of my head, and this isn't me trying to make a video acting like I was insanely close to this person or anything like that, because there are people, obviously his family and friends alone is a whole different situation, but obviously part of his friends are people that create horror content. So I mean, there are people really going through it now in the community, um, because this has happened. So I don't want this to seem like I'm trying to, make out that me and him were ever close or anything like that. Like, that's not what this video is. This is me just kind of just needing to rant and get it out because of how much of an important human being Stephen was in me even having this channel, in me even finding this genre of content creation. Like, and that's what I want to make this video about. This is the first time in however many months where I want to make a video on this, so I can just get out into the world, that hopefully someone he knows sees this video, watches it, and it kind of, I don't know, maybe brings them a little something just to know what he meant to someone so random in me. But I managed to find some screenshots that I'll bring up on the screen, obviously. But yeah, I found the YouTube channel Craven Something Scary in maybe 2021, I want to say. And like from the get-go, I was so hooked with the fact that like this human being with like, if those of you watched him, you'd know that like his absolute passion was Scream. He absolutely loved the franchise, and he was so relentless with his consistency, his uploads. It was just like, this guy is an actual machine, and he's just talking about what he loves. Like, it was stuff where my version is, like the Halloween franchise is my number one, where it's like I could just talk about that for hours and hours a day, where, it was like, if he can do this, I want to do it. And so I mean, first of all, that was how I then started finding all these other creators. I think, that's when I realized that, I honestly thought that it was only We Watched a Movie that really created horror content. That's how kind of out of it I was. But then I kind of discovered this whole smaller community where everyone was, slowly growing. Some people weren't growing at all, but everyone was just making content, and it was like, it was literally how Stephen would say in his videos, it's horror all the time. And it was like, wow, we don't have to wait till Halloween to talk about all this stuff. It can be February, and we're talking about this one scene in Halloween Ends or in Scream 4. It's like, yeah, it was just so cool to me and so like refreshing to be like, oh, this is so something that I can invest my time in. And yeah, I have like various screenshots like this one here, but this was his live streaming on, I remember it was just like a call on. I don't know if it was. I think it was If Stu Macker Is Dead. I remember these times. I remember times like this so specifically because I was in a job that I really did not like, and I'm in the UK, so it would kind of usually work where, whether it was the Lethal Collective or maybe it was just Steven, he would start streaming or be streaming as I was waking up for work. So it was really early in the morning. It was it was literally first thing in the morning. I woke up and I just loaded it up, and I see Steven in the judge's uniform with the background, and I was just like, this guy's amazing. Like, everyone was just having such a good time, and it just made everything so much better. I have this screenshot here. Like, I have no idea when these streams are from. I think a lot of these are from 2022. But yeah, again, it's just watching the Lethal Collective, having a good time. And yeah, it's just crazy to think that if I hadn't stumbled upon Steven and the content he was making, I wouldn't have made my channel. I wouldn't have had the confidence to, just start making videos about these theories. So yeah, like, going back to obviously hearing about the news, it was just like heartbreaking. And then I just feel like it was such a shame that I just feel so annoyed and upset that I wasn't kind of like on my channel and tuning in just to kind of, watch those last few streams that he did, the last bits of content he did. Of course, like, I can always go back and watch, and that's the beauty of all of this as well. I think there's something so amazing about content creation in a sense that, although unfortunately, Stephen has passed away, his entire, like, or an area of his passion is all on that channel. It's a way for us to all be able to go back and, still enjoy and spend a bit of time with him still, where, we can just switch on a stream. And yeah, I wish that I had been able to thank him for that and, let him truly know how much he changed the trajectory of, like, my enjoyment for content creation and my passion for Halloween, and realizing that, you can fuse the two and, have a lot of fun with it. So yeah, it's just a really sad and crazy, it's just a really sad, eye-opening situation. And it's like, me and him are on different sides of the globe, and, this is something that's deeply affected me in a sense of, this is somebody that I'm absolutely going to miss. One last thing that I do want to share, is I remember when I think I'd made a few videos, and I kind of got lucky with my first few videos in that they gained views. So I was kind of almost immediately gaining subs at a certain rate where, a lot of us go through that stage where, I've done it on so many channels before where, your first maybe however many videos, you're getting like a viewer video, sometimes you're getting none, and you're putting all that work into it, where I was lucky in the sense of I kind of gained a few views, and it gave me a little bit of confidence to reach out in just like the chat. I remember I think I donated maybe a little bit of money or whatever it was anyway, but this was back when my channel wasn't even called Big Screen Archive, what it was now. It was called Screen Maniac. And I remember I put a comment in with the little donation that I did. I don't know what it said. I think it was just like, hey, whatever. I remember being so in my head thinking, oh, people are going to think that, like, people are going to think, who is this? What kind of a name is that, kind of thing? But he immediately saw the message, and I just remember, and I'm going to find it at some point. I don't think I'll be able to get it for this video, but I will find it one day, because he was live at the time, of course, so it will be saved. But I just remember him immediately, like, just telling me what a cool name it was. Like, it was something like, before he acknowledged the message, he was just like, first off, awesome name or something like that. And it was just like, it felt like I had shaken hands with Nick Castle. It was the only way I can describe it. It was like, wow, this guy liked my name. So it was just really cool. But yeah, I just wanted to share that last thing. Of course, I hope everyone that knew him personally is, taking the time they need and, processing everything well. Yeah, I just hope, everyone involved is healing as well as they can. But I just wanted to get it out. This was something where I thought, no, I have that drive in me to put on the camera and talk about this. So yeah, I will see you guys hopefully soon for another video. I'm figuring out at the moment what I'm doing with this channel. Kind of it not a lot's going to change, but I am trying to figure out a way to be more consistent and find a little bit of a flow with things at the moment. I'm aware it's October, and this is, this is the month for us horror creators. So yeah, I'm going to try and think of some cool things to get up to. So yeah, I just hope everyone's doing well, and I will see you guys in the next video.